Okay. Okay, this is our agenda of full integration training. First, today I will explain the basics of integrations and what are the modules available in ServiceNow in respect to integration and inbound web services and what are the things available in inbound web services, outbound web services, and mid server and ECCQ. And finally, I will explain about the integration hub. Okay.
Okay.
So basic, I think basics of service now, already aware of the things, at least to form everything, right? So I think I will
Yes.
not waste the time to explain about this one. So scripting also is commented. So in service now, already the service now provide lot of inbuilt integrations with some of the tools like Altris, Google Map, and IBM, Microsoft tools, and IBM tools, and Verizon, Ibani. Everything is unavailable inbuiltly. It's all created in ServiceNow ServiceNow tool. So we have lot of not lot we basically in ServiceNow we have three types of integrations. One is web services through like HTTPS protocol or REST protocol or SOAP protocol. We can use those as integration also available, and drivers. You can like JDBC, ODBC drivers. You can directly connect the other third-party database with the service now using those drivers and using the mid servers. Mid server, already you know about the mid servers.
Yes. I have a basic understanding of it.
Okay. Actually, it's a integration. It's like a API like that only. It's not a big process. It's a small patch file we can need to install in your destination environment, which has the internet connections. Just like you need to install that patch server in one of the server which has the internet things, it will discover all the devices which are available in your environment. Okay.
Okay.
Then these are the interfaces supported in ServiceNow. Email, JDBC, JSON, LDAP, SOAP, REST APIs, SSO configuration we can done. Digest token authentication will be available. ODBC, data export, CTA, syslog. Those things are number of interfaces available in ServiceNow. Okay.
Okay.
So basically, and today I will explain about the inbound web services alone. Actually, basically, we have two type of web services. One is the inbound web services, and second is the outbound web services. In inbound web services, I will show what are the modules available in server web service. It's loading now. I will explain. Actually, inbound in the sense, service now will be as acting as a consumer, and third party will be acting as a producer. Okay, if for example, the main inbound is the sense inbound action for the email. So you are sending the email to the service now. So service now will create the some action in the service now side. Okay, like you are sending one mail to create the incident. So based on your scripting in the inbound web services, so it will create the incident in the service now instance. Okay, got my point or
Okay.
okay,
Got your point.
yeah. So I will create sample inbound web services. So target table is, so before proceeding this, actually do you know about the transform map? How to create a transform map?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So right click and save it. So here I have created one test inbound web services. Okay, here is a source table in the sense it's a intermediate table. It will test u underscore test is acting as the intermediate table. What are the record data is sent from other third party tools? It will store in the source table. Then it will fetch. It will map all those data into the corresponding target table which is mentioned here. So target table based on your transform map.
Okay.
It's loading. So in your source table it has lot of data. Right now I didn't map with any other third party tool till now. So it will give the basic fields which are available in the service now. So yeah, I think you already know whenever you create the one table in service now, automatically some of the out of box fields will be created in the new table. So those will available here. So you need to map to the corresponding table fields, target table field. So I will open already created inbound web services now. Okay. So this is already created inbound web services. So visitor URL is already present. So these are the fields we need to create. So we will provide this visitor into the third party tool.
Okay.
Okay, like that we need to map. So this is our intermediate things, intermediate table fields, CPU count, CPU things, everything is intermediate table. So target table is the IM computer. So once you pass those values in these fields, so automatically it will map those fields value into a corresponding target table. Okay.
Okay.
So you clear about the inbound, right? Inbound in the sense the service now will be the consumer and third party will be the producer. So third party tool will be provide all the data and service now consume those data and it will store into the intermediate table and intermediate table or staging table. From the staging table it will map those values into the target table. This is the flow overall logic about the inbound web services. Okay,
Okay.
you clear about it, right? So to
Yes. Yes.
integrate with the third party tool using the inbound, so we need to give the URL to the third party provider. Okay.
Okay.
So in ServiceNow, for this Vistal creation is easy for the table, ServiceNow tables. If you want to produce a Vistal table here, no. So this is my personal instance. So if you want to create the Vistal for incident, so just give the table name, not for the table label name. Just we need to give the table name, backend table name. For incident is the incident dot do and question mark then Vistal. You will get the all the files.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
So Whistler is this testing tool which we can use to test your URL, produce URL. So these are the Whistler files which you can get from the ServiceNow. Actually, we have two type of web services. One is the REST and one is SOAP. So Whistler is used for the SOAP things, and for REST API, so we have to go to the REST API Explorer.
Okay.
The REST API Explorer you are seeing, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So in REST API, we have these type of methods. One is the get. Get method is used to get your records from using the sysID of the particular record, and post is used to create the record in your in the mentioned target table, and get is also is used to get the records, and put is used to modify the records. Put and patch, the both methods are used to modify the records, and delete is used to delete the corresponding record. Okay. So
Okay.
API, we have lot of APIs. Okay. Mostly we are using the stable API and scorecard APIs, and most probably we are using another one thing is the import set APIs. Okay, majorly we will use the table APIs because basically the service now is the core concept is the table things. So every records or we need to map it into the corresponding table. Else we need to integrate with the ODBC database. So for the driver perspective. So for REST API we mostly use the table APIs. So here we are selecting the now and namespace in the sense as of now we are using the out of box REST APIs. If you want to use the other REST serve explore REST web services like that, we need to we need to write the script. So based on your requirement, so that time we need to create one namespace. Those things will come under here. Okay. As
Okay.
of now, we are using the out of box namespace. So we are selecting now. These are our
Can,
other scopes.
can you can you tell me the difference in this API, just this API name, difference between table API and other APIs?
These things.
Yeah.
So aggregate, I think you can get here from nowlearning.com. Actually, lot of APIs available in ServiceNow. When you scripting, no, that's you are getting lot of inbuilt functions. Those functions will be described here. See,
Okay. Okay.
it's contain lot of inbuilt functions like you when you for example you are writing the gs.log in a script, right? So gs is defined in somewhere in service now. So these are inbuilt services, inbuilt functions which are available in all the instance. Okay,
Okay.
those functions are written in cloud, so wherein service now is imported. Okay.
Okay.
Main thing in namespace is the it's a actually now namespace contains the APIs which are all available in the out of box service now. So when you go for the scripted web services, when you are building the own web services in service now, that time you need to create one specific namespace. That namespace will come here. I will explain in the next section how to create the scripted web services. Okay.
Okay.
That time you will know what is the difference between the now things and how the namespace come from your scripted web services here. Okay.
Okay.
So now I explain how to create the Vistal file for the table ServiceNow tables. Now I explain how to create the REST APIs for the tables. How to create a REST
Okay.
web service. You
Okay.
clear about the SOAP web services, right? How to create the SOAP web services, right? Just
Yeah.
we
Yes.
need to give the table name dot do question mark WSTL. This is the format for to create the STL file. Okay.
Okay.
So the same way like that, I will give here. This is in out of box. We have the REST API Explorer in service now. Here it's just we need to provide all the details about the tables and what are the things we need to provide it to the uh, consumer. I mean, what are the things you need to provide in the URL? Okay. So incident, I will provide incident. So query you can give active equal to true. So here display value, whether you need to return the display value or not, whether you need to provide the links, API links. Okay. So main thing you need to provide a comma separated values. Mhm. So active. What are the fields we need to display? We need to get in the response. So basically, REST API will be acting as a request and response, right? So first you need to provide what are the things we need to provide in the request. So table name we provided in the request, and what are the things we need to get in the response. So I will select two more fields in response.
Okay.
Select number, okay, and limit. How many records we need to get in the result. Just I select one. And view. In ServiceNow, we have a lot of views, right? Based on the role, ITL view, default view, and self-services view. In which view we need to render the response. That's things we need to mention here. And category, and these are not needed for most of the times. So here, what are the types of the types of request or response body we need to build? Like JSON, we need to get it, and XML or text. Okay. And in
Okay.
the sense, the request and response will be in the format of object. And XML in the sense, it will give the format of in XML attribute, or text we
Okay.
can get in the text. Authenticate
Okay.
authorization we need to build. As of now, we didn't create any authentication, right? Just we are
Okay.
getting the REST API. So this is the URL. Okay.
Okay.
This is a URL to get the active records, active one records. So field is active, it's filtered with it, field active field is true and limited with 1.
Okay.
And as we created number, and active field will be displayed in the format of JSON. This is a JSON format.
Yeah.
Open trace, this is an object and object array. And if you select XML, you can get the response in the XML format.
Okay.
Okay. So this is the
Now,
way how to create.
what
Yeah,
is
tell
the
me.
request? What is the URL
Uh,
in this case? In case of XML?
yeah, URL are same, but URL is same, but when you access the URL, you need to give the request, right? Request format and request, and you need to give the header. So in header, you need to give two things: accept and content type. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is the URL. In header, you need to give two things: accept and content type. So that time you need to provide the type of that message. Let's say XML
Okay.
or JSON. So application slash XML or application slash JSON. So authentication, if you provide any authentication, if you created any authentication, then you need to mention that authentication type and you need to provide the authentication when you are accessing this URL.
Okay.
Okay. So as of now, so another one thing also we can get it. So in here, so now you are creating the REST API Explorers, REST API web server URL using the REST API Explorer, right? For the table incident. Sample things I explained. So here you can get the sample script accessing that URL.
Okay.
So you know about the business rule, right? So for example,
Yeah.
where this is one of the instance. So you have another one instance. E-bonding you need to do. Okay. That time when the incident is raised in one instance, so you need to raise the same instance in the instance two. Okay. Uh,
Okay.
Dev 1, Dev 2, you have two instances. So in Dev 1, you are raising one incident, and the corresponding incident need to be raised in Dev 2. Okay. So that time you need to call these APIs. This is for get. You need to create the post. For
Okay.
example, I am telling. So okay. So that time after incident is created, you need to call the corresponding REST API of the Dev 2. Okay, so here in set endpoint, you need to provide that URL and you need to mention that method, whether you need to get or post. So to create the incident, you need to mention the post and username password you need to mention if you if you enable any authentication for the particular APIs. Okay,
Okay.
then response and this is a sample script to call the corresponding API. These three lines. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So this is for JavaScript, and where the same way you can get the sample code in the CURL and Python script or Ruby script, JavaScript, Perl script, and PowerShell. These are the script used to call the APIs, the created APIs. Okay, so this is for get
Okay.
things. So if you want to post, if you want to create a record in the particular table, okay. So I will try to create a one incident record. Even I will try to get the response of the created incident number and the state of that incident. So these are the things for to create the create the records. So I need to select the table name, and we need to whether the response need to whether we need to display the field in written things, and what are the fields you need to get in the response. So these are the basic configuration for the create record, and these are the headers we need to provide, and we need to give the input. to create the incident. Whether you can use the builder or whether you can use the raw. Okay, in builder you can get the field name out of box fields which are available in the selected table. Now we are selecting the incident, right? So incident fields will be displaying here. So I provide the short description of that incident. Other test from REST API. So I sent it, confirm the data. So actually I need to mention that one. So 200 in the sense it's a get response is successful. 201 is the created record, and if you get the 401 then is the authentication failed. Okay, this is the status code for the integration with the REST APIs.
Okay.
Okay, this is the URL to create the incident, and this is a sample response. So you can check the incident whether it's created or not. See, that is short description which I gave there, right? Test from REST API. This is come here.
Okay.
Okay. Same way we can update the incident also. Update the not incident, update the records of any tables through the REST API Explorer. We will select more put method, and for put method we need to say give the table name and the which record we need to update, that corresponding records ID you need to mention. Then these are the things not needed here now. So I select and change the short description now. So 200 lessons is a success code. So description should be updated here. So short description got updated. Okay.
Yes.
If you have any query, just stop me and ask. Okay.
Okay.
So for inbound web services, I have already explained about the REST API Explorer and how to create the Vistal API for the SOAP web services, right? So I explained
Yeah.
about the all the methods of REST APIs,
Yes.
edit and patch. right? Then inbound action E2D. Okay. So I think in my starting session I explained I told about we can create the incident or we can create the records in from the email through the inbound action, right? So now I explain how to create the incident from the email. Okay. For that, first we need to enable the email properties. So in instance, we need to enable the sending the send and receive the email from outside. In default, it should not be enabled. So we need to enable here. So for that, go to the system properties and go to the email properties and you check the two things: send email and receive email. Then here you need to mention the domain. Okay, trusted domain to create the user. So as of now, most of the customer will integrate the service now with their AD. So automatically all the users who are under the AD will be created in the service now. Sometimes they receive the service now will receive the email from other user except AD. So that time we need to mention the domain name here so that the other users send the email, no, then automatically that user details will be created in the service now. Else it will not be created. Got my
Okay.
point? Okay.
Yes.
So for that only it's mentioned here. So the default password for that user. So I think you already know, right? When you create the user in service now, we need to mention the default password based on their customer expectations. So we need to mention that password here.
Okay.
These three properties will be used to create the user from the email which you received from the third party vendors. Okay. So now I saved it. So inbound actions, go to the system policy and email and inbound action. Okay. So you need to create the new things. I already created, so I have opened that form. Okay. So here we need to mention the name, which action you will perform when you received or when you get the forwarded email, when you get the reply email. So you need to mention the action as a name and what in which table you will do the action. So the table name you need to mention and we need to mention the type of the action, whether you record the action or you reply the email. Okay. So first I will
Okay.
explain how to create the incident. So to create the incident is a record action. So create or update is a record action or delete. The three things is a record action. So I selected the record action. Then application is a global one and active stage. So when to run. In when to run, we have three types. It's a new, replay, or forwarded. Those things we have mentioned here. I think I forgot to explain that once again. So in email property, when you have the inbound email action, right? When you receiving the email, you need to mention what are the type of what are the content you received in subject. Then we can identify as a forwarded or reply. So forwarded email FW colon or FWD. These are the subject prefix. Then it will be it will categorize as a forwarded email. Okay.
Okay.
Is a reply
Okay.
email accepted or declined. So based on their configuration, you can add more prefixes. So here you can mention comma, re reply. So if the subject has the reply content, reply prefix, then it will be categorized as a reply mail. Okay.
Okay.
So here it selects as a type as a new mail. So if you get a new mail, then it will run. Your script will be run here now. Okay. Now your action in action you need to write a script. So when you start the integration, first clear about the server script, catalog, server script and client script and UA policy. The three script we need to know more. And script include also. Script includes will be act as a major part in the integrations. So you already know about the basic things only, no? So that's why I directly started with the core integration concept. If you want to know more about the script include business tool, then let me know. Then I will say, explain those things also. Okay.
Okay.
So current dot caller ID is actually in inbound script will be a server script. So in server script only we will use the current
Ye-
record. Yeah,
yes.
tell
Yes.
me. Okay. So now you are creating the one a new incident record, right? So the current record in that incident caller ID should be the current user ID, the session user ID, and comment received from, then email dot origin email. Actually, if you type email, then you will get more functions here.
I think you have to save it once and then.
Saved it already. Actually, here internet connection is too slow. That's why it's not able to get it either. I have some connection interruption getting from morning. It's not getting. Actually, you should get all the functions, all the sub classes which are available in the email class. Okay. So receive
Okay.
from those. It is email dot mail content will be get from the email. From field is there, right? So that from field it will get you will get the center and body underscore text. It will get the body of the mail and the short description. Email dot subject will be getting the subject of that email, and here you can select category as inquiry is a hard coded value and incident state as a new and notify as to contact type is it email. Then if is an as the body dot assign is not defined, then assign to will be the email body dot assign. So when you send the email to the service now to create the incident, so we will have the some structure, right? So the like caller ID should be the this one and subject this one and content of the incident. I mean description of the incident should be like this one. So like that you will be described in this email, right? So though based on those data, you need to categorize the incident fields and you need to map those values into the incident fields in the script.
Uh, can you explain once more this assign? What does this assign do?
Yeah. So in basically when you send the email to ServiceNow, so we need to send this content in some structure, description colon. So the description of the incident, assign colon. So some description you need to mention in the body of the email. So when you write the script, email dot body dot assign. So when we get the assign variable in the body of the email, then those value will be mapped into the corresponding assign to field. Okay.
Okay.
So, for example,
Okay.
in email body, you are mentioning description colon some description. Then in here in your script, current dot description equal to email dot body dot description. Then the corresponding description value will be mapped into your description body, description field.
Okay.
Okay. This is a sample email structure, inbound email action to create the email. Then this is a description. This is out of box things. See, as you mentioned in the script, we have a setting assigned to and priority, right? So these two fields need to be sent through the email.
Okay.
So this is for create incident. I will explain about another one inbound action. So update incident. So this is also record action. So type replay. So already once you raise the incident, then the requester and caller ID the customer, I mean the customer will get the notification, right? Then if they want to update the incident, then reply back to those email. So those anyway that subject will contain the reply tag, right? So based on the tag, it will categorize as a reply mail and go to the action. So it's a get the table name as a incident and reply mail. Again, it will the email origin email will be get from the from field and body text will be come from the body of the email. Then here they change the priority value alone, priority and assign to. In our previous example also, they sent the parameter of the not parameter, so they send the value of the assigned to and priority field value, right? So similarly, if they want to update those two values in the email body, we need to mention those values as a uh, parameter like description colon, assign to colon, and priority colon. They need to mention that value. Then we need to reply back to the service now. Okay.
Okay.
So this is for update request item with the record of the record action. Actually, we don't have the sample things for the replay. In replay action, what for example, if you got one email with some condition, okay, some if you receive any mail with some specific content in the body, then we need to say reply to the mail as it's not a correct format, so we need to send again like that. If you need to send back to the requester, okay, so that time we need to mention the action type as reply email. Then we need to based on their action, you need to construct the email format. So please send the email in the correct format to raise the incident. Like that you need to
Okay.
mention. For example, I
Okay.
am telling you will get the similar requirement okay for the reply action. So this is a sample requirement I am giving.
Okay.
So I will explain email account creation in the service now. So here we have two type of email account. One is a SMTP and another one is a POP3. POP3 is used to send the email from the ServiceNow to other. Okay. SMTP is used to receive the email from others to ServiceNow. Okay. So POP3 is sending purpose and SMTP is the receiving purpose. We can create multiple POP3 accounts, but we should create a single SMTP account. It's
Okay.
clear. The receiving should be the one. Okay.
Okay.
See, POP3 contain many things. You can create more POP3 accounts. So here you need to mention the mail. So for this instance, we will get the out of box email. You can modify the email statement, email content. I mean email name. You can modify it and you can update. You can test it. We'll check whether the port is enabled or not.
So this is for sending purpose or receiving purpose.
This is for receiving
SMTP.
purpose. SMTP is for receiving purpose. You need to send the mail to this one. This is the email ID for this ServiceNow instance.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. For sending purpose, you can create multiple POP3. Okay.
Okay.
This is for email account. Email account group also is the same thing. I think I missed in inbound. Actually, as of now, I explained the out-of-box inbound actions only within the service now. For external things, I will explain in tomorrow's session. Okay, how to e-bond with the uh, two ServiceNow instances. I will explain these things, explain the e-bonding with the two different ServiceNow instances. Then you will know how to integrate with the other third-party tool also. With ServiceNow to Remedy or ServiceNow to IBM tool or ServiceNow to other tools. Okay. I
Okay.
can give the demo for the two ServiceNow instance. Okay.
Okay.
As of now, I explain the basics of the web services, inbound web services alone. Okay. In further section,
Okay.
I can explain more.
Okay. Okay.
So inbound action I explain, inbound web services, how to create that one also. So now we have the time, right? So I will start to explain the outbound also. Okay. Is that fine for you?
Yes.
Hello.
Yes. Yes.
So in inbound, we are the receiver and we need to provide the rest or SOAP URL to the producer. Okay. So that is clear, right? So in outbound, we are the center. I think I mean we are the producer and we need to know the receiver web service URL. Okay. So first we need to get the for when you create a outbound web services, we need to get the URL from the consumer. Okay. For example, for the
Okay.
demo one instance, we need to get the URL from the demo one instance. Okay. So like that, we need to get, this is for SOAP message. So WSTL URL or WSTL file we need to get from the consumer. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So I will show how to insert, how to create one SOAP message, output message. Now I will explain the already created SOAP message. Okay.
Okay.
So once you provide the WSTL file, it will ask for the download WSTL. So if you check it and save it, then automatically WSTL XML will be uploaded here. XML file will be, you can get here. But this sample things not contain anything. This
Okay.
instance is
Okay.
not active. That's why it's not loading.
Okay.
But as usually it will load here. Okay. The
Okay.
first time when you save the record with the WSTL file, WSTL URL,
Okay.
then you can generate the sample SOAP messages. So insert, update, what are the SOAP messages available in the particular URL, then those functions will be uploaded here. It's already generated. In first time you will not see the SOAP message functions. When you click the generate sample SOAP messages, that time it will fetch all the functions which are available in the particular URL. Okay.
Okay.
So for insert, so this will give, you need to give provide all the details with server if you are integrating with the other environment. This is in ServiceNow is a separate cloud. If you are integrating the tool with the which is available, which is in the another cloud, then we need to mention the image server which is installed in that in that destination cloud. Okay. So
Okay.
those we need to provide an authentication type. We need to provide those things. We need to get from the consumer.
Okay.
Then you can test it. You can generate the variable. So here is not no cost. Anyway, for insert functions, then we need to mention the variables, right, to create any records in the any tools. So we need to provide the input variable. So like the short description we need to mention, right? So if you want to generate the auto variable, you can generate here. Else you can generate here variable substitute. You can mention the variable and you should aware of that variable name and test value. You can submit. Then once you provide the test values, you can click the test. Then if it's the connection is available to the corresponding WSTL file, then you should be give the status as 200. Now the connection is not established, so it's, I think that instant is gone down, though that's why it's giving the status as 0.
Okay.
So like that you can access the update, delete and those things. And if you want to get the same way in inbound action, you will get this code, right? Like that you can get the sample script here to call that SOAP message from the business rule. Server script. Okay. This is a sample
Okay.
script. For REST, you will get the REST API message. For SOAP, this is a SOAP message. The message name and that corresponding function name, then authentication type, And yes starts 10 parameter, right? This is the parameter we need to set here. To
Okay.
set the ECG things we need to here set here. Yes start set mid server we need to set here. So those things we need to set in the business tool.
Okay.
Okay, these are the web services creation for outbound things. So we finished and rest. Okay, then I will do the inbound rebonding with two instances, and then I will show you tomorrow. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.